What you need more than logic is a set of standards that are absolute, that you never violate. Hi, I'm Barak Lurie, and this is the Barak Lurie Show. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk about how atheists will tell you that the reason why they can have a wonderful world, even a utopian world, without God, is if we just operate under a system of logic. And their thinking it goes something like this. I don't want to murder you because I don't want to be murdered myself. I don't want to steal from you because I don't want you to steal from me. I don't want you to blackmail me. I don't want you to beat me up because I don't want you to do those things to me either. You see how it goes? That's their logic. They think that it's all a question of logic. The problem is, it begs the question, whose logic? What's logical to you might be very different than what's logical to me. You know, as a lawyer, I can tell you that people on both sides of a case very often think that whatever they have done is not only logical, but extremely reasonable and extremely fair. And that's why we have a jury system. That's why we have judges to determine these things. If it were all logical and there was a standard of logic that always existed and was always equal everywhere we go, we wouldn't need courts. We wouldn't need anything. But people commit crimes, commit wrongdoings and civil wrongs all the time, thinking that what they're doing is logical. It's very logical, for example, for a person to steal some bread, because after all, he needs to feed his family. That's a logic thing. What, do you expect him to die? Of course not. This is the way that the logical game goes, and that's why I call this episode The Logic Game. And there's much more to it. You can kill in the name of logic. Let's give an example as I give in my book, Atheism Kills. You're in a company and you see that there's an opportunity for promotion, but you're a little bit older, and the gentleman that you're competing with is a lot younger, and he doesn't have a family to feed. He's probably going to get the promotion, and you're worried about that because you really need the extra money, you need the titles and the movement, and if you don't have the promotion, you might have to leave the company. So why not get rid of him one way or the other? Maybe not kill him, but get rid of him in some other way. Maybe humiliate him. Maybe plant some porn on his computer so that he'll be fired as a result of the boss seeing the porn. Yeah, that's logical. I mean, after all, you can tell yourself, well, John, he can survive without this job promotion, but I can't. I need to feed my family. This is so important to me. So as a matter of logic, it's good that I do this. You see how that works, folks? You can reason, rationalize anything you like. And you know who else knows that? Every atheist dictator that ever lived. Hitler rationalized everything that he did. Mao did. Pol Pot. All the bad boys from history have always woken up and said, what can I do to advance my agenda? And they all thought what they were doing was logical and good for their society. Every single time. Don't be impressed with the logic game. What you need more than logic is a set of standards that are absolute, that you never violate. And that we can find in the Ten Commandments. That's your standard. And if you don't live by it, everything else falls apart. Atheism leads to a world falling apart for precisely that reason. It is too easy to simply leave everything to your own subjective understanding of logic. I'm Barak Lurie. Thanks for watching.